Montreal, lights out is quickly approaching on this artificial island originally built for the World Fair in 1967. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Stroll, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Ocon, Albon, Gasly, Sainz, Théo Pourchaire, Hülkenberg, Maloney, Ricciardo, Joe, Tsunoda, Behrman, and Joker. Now it's almost time for lights out, so I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F1 24 career mode. I do apologise that there is no qualifying on this video. I forgot to clip it. I'm an idiot, I know. But this is round 6 of season 4 of my F1 24 career mode. We've qualified last anyway, so you've missed nothing. And we are underway for this Canadian Grand Prix. It's a decent start, but Behrman's got away really nicely. Nowhere to go with it. Pretty much same for Tsunoda. We're diving down the inside to see how many cars we can pick off on this opening corner. Although we've got a warning for a collision with Hülkenberg. And the answer is we have moved up 4 places. We are up into P18. Having a little look at Zane Maloney there, but there's no way through. And by the end of the first sector, we're up to 17th maybe, as we have another look at Zane Maloney. And this time get the move done on the boy from Barbados. Moving ourselves into 17th. We've got Pourchaire and Ricciardo ahead, so we might be able to make some gains on them. The race plan is we're starting on hard tyres, so I'm going to try and go long and hope we get a safety car. This is Montreal, so a safety car is very likely. As we dive down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, but there's nothing in doing there as Ricciardo gets a much better exit. However, we've got some good speed down the straight. We're going to have a look at Daniel Ricciardo for P16. He is trying to cover the inside, but we found space. We take the inside of the chicane and move up into 16th. Norris is currently leading the way for Mercedes, and he's been doing really well lately. So Norris with a good chance in this race, and he'll be wanting to go better after his mistake from Imola. Meanwhile, Daniel Ricciardo is trying to come back at me, but we've got the inside for the hairpin, and what is more, we have got the position still on him. Ricciardo might try for a comeback down the straight, but as we're in a bit of a DRS train, there is no way through. And this is the other problem with being in a bit of a DRS train, is that you get stuck. But now, Pourchaire has detached himself from Sainz, so we're going to have a chance to overtake the Red Bull. Pourchaire really struggling in this early stage in Canada. P15 and a Red Bull, you just don't really see it, do you? Unless it's Perez. Anyway, IRL shade aside, we're now chasing down Théo Pourchaire for 15th place. Down the straight we go. We should have DRS. We'll have a little bit of battery power that we can drain to try and get past him. Are we going to be able to do it this lap? Pourchaire covers. We go to the outside. Sweep round. Move up into P15 ahead of the Red Bull driver. Up next is Sainz and Gasly in 13th and 14th. And we're going to see if we can catch up to them. I'll be surprised if we catch them quickly, owing to the fact that we are on the hard tyre. But Pourchaire, who's also on hard tyres, might be able to keep Ricciardo back from us a bit as well, which is something I'm hoping for, because Danny Rick seemed pretty quick in the early stages. And now we are starting to attach ourselves to this mini train ahead, which I think is being led by Tsunoda's Williams. And he's holding it all back, and we're just starting to catch it. But if anything, instead of Ricciardo being the one we struggle to lose, it's Pourchaire that we're struggling to lose. Finally doing it by the end of lap 7. He did stick with us for a couple of laps. Ricciardo trying to get closer to him, but not quite able to bring that gap down just yet. We're now within DRS shot of Carlos Sainz, but it's going to be difficult to get past him. However, with that run out of the final chicane, we might have a run into turn 1. Do we have a run into turn 1? No. I had a little bit of a look and a little bit of a think about it, but it's a move upon which nothing would have been achieved apart from maybe T-boning Sainz, losing a wing and getting a penalty on top of it. However, next time around we are quite closer to Sainz. We're going round the outside of the hairpin and we're now getting ready to try and get a run down the straight. Again, we have a little bit of battery to drain. We've got DRS, but the problem is so does Sainz. We're in a bit of a DRS train at the moment, but we've got a nice little run building here. Can we brake later? Yes, but it's not going to work. We go across the chicane, and we're going to have to let Carlos back through. Otherwise, that is the definition of an illegal overtake. Heading towards the hairpin once again. Maybe having a look down the inside, but not quite close enough to go full send. We're much closer to Sainz going down the straight, and this time with more battery to drain, more to play with, and Sainz not having DRS on Gasly, we should surely be able to get this move done. And now we have got it done, and we nearly clipped the wall of champions for good measure. Sainz now coming back at me down the inside as we nearly clipped the wall of champions, but I'm going to give him the room down the inside. But now we have the inside here. I'm on the grass and Sainz just says thank you very much. I'll go around the outside and take that place back. This is a great fight. Even though it's only for P14, this is still a good fight with Carlos Sainz Jr. in the V-Carb car. Down the straight, on with the battery, on with the DRS, and this time I think we should have the move done. And we have got it done before we even get to the braking zone. Carlos Sainz now demoted, and let's not almost bounce off the wall of champions this time. Okay, now we've caught Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, and what I think is Yuki Tsunoda ahead of him. Still quite early stages in this Canadian Grand Prix, so there's lots that can happen, and we are starting to move towards the points, and we dive down the inside of Pierre Gasly. That didn't work though, as the grip as we turned in just wasn't really there. But now I've got DRS down this little mini straight. So does Gasly. Having a look there, that was a bit ambitious. And we've taken a little bit of our wing, gone off the circuit, and I've had to give the place back to Gasly. Next time round, we're going to go down the inside of the left-hander. And this time, the nose is ahead. We are ahead. Gasly has room, but we have got the position. So at least this time we do it without bouncing off Gasly and the barrier, but we still have some mild front wing damage, and we've got a warning there for track limits. Drivers are starting to pit now, and we're making our way towards the front. Even more so now as we attack Alex Albon for P11. We go around the outside of the right-hander, and we've got the move done. So Albon is now displaced. Next up is Ocon in 10th. And I'm wondering how far forwards can we get. I'm really fancying something like P7 or P8, especially in the closing stages when we have the fastest tyre, the faster tyre. I do believe that we'll have a chance at getting, like I said, I think P7, P8, I will happily take it. But I'm still going to hold on to hope that we're going to have a safety car that'll help me even further. Right, attacking Esteban Ocon for P10 down the inside of the hairpin. A very late lunge. Ocon caught napping, and into the points we go. We've got Piastri and Stroll ahead of us in 8th and 9th. Piastri, how far he's fallen since he was having his championship fight early in the season. It's really not worked out for him in recent races. And Max Verstappen now pits, and that means we lead the Canadian Grand Prix, but there's very much an asterisk in that we still need to make a pit stop yet. And we've got Théo Pourchaire, who also needs to make a pit stop. Lap 21, we're leading the way. Lando Norris second, Russell third, Leclerc in P4 in this Canadian Grand Prix. And we got a red flag! Unbelievable! That works out perfectly for me, because we can change tyres and maintain the lead. What's happened? I believe this is Alex Albon Albon has gone round and, well, he's looked plenty out the way there, so I don't know why that would be a red flag by itself, unless he backs up, which he has, and then parks it in the middle of the circuit, which Zane Maloney and the Sauber and Hulkenberg and Joe, arrive on. And that is a red flag. We now get a free pit stop from the lead, and we can restart from the lead of this Grand Prix. We are once again underway for 13 laps of the Canadian Grand Prix, which we start in P1, and we hold on to P1 as we go round turn 1. Unbelievable scenes in Montreal. How high can we stay? Can we stay in the top 3 and grab a second podium in a row? So far, it's looking like another last to first, but it's going to be very, very difficult to hold on to the lead. But I am going to give it my best shot. Russell making his first attack here then. I'm going to cover the inside line. Here comes Russell. Does he make it through? No, he has to rethink that one. Not quite getting ahead. And it's a tough end to Théo Pourchaire, who had a struggle at the beginning of this race. A few laps later, we're still leading the way from Russell and Leclerc. Norris a few seconds behind in 4th, and Max Verstappen in 5th. 8 laps to go after this one. And look at Charles Leclerc in 3rd for Haas. What a result that would be for that team. Such a small team, it would be such a huge bonus if he could maintain the podium. George Russell's going to have another go at me down the straight. I'm draining the battery to try and protect my lead. It's so far working. But then Russell, by the end of the straight, starting to take little bits of time as we nearly hit the wall of champions again. I had to brake on the exit to avoid it. We cover George Russell. Here comes Charles Leclerc, though, round the outside of the pair of us. And Charles Leclerc takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. I defended Russell. Leclerc, with such great momentum, takes us both. And George Russell, so busy fighting me, neither of us saw the Haas coming. And Charles Leclerc leads the Canadian Grand Prix with 7 laps to go. We're down to 2nd. Russell's having a go at us. Russell's trying to get down the inside. No way through there. And he's going for a gap that doesn't exist. We made contact. He's given me a bit of a shove there. I don't know what that was meant to be. That was a gap that was never a gap. I don't know why Russell was even there. That was never a gap. But back down the inside we go, and we retake P2 from George Russell. At this point, Charles Leclerc has disappeared nearly 4 seconds up the road. We're on the last lap. Had I not made that mistake and nearly hit the wall of champions and had to brake to stop myself hitting it, we probably would still be in the lead. But Leclerc was able to get through while I covered Russell, and he's built up nearly 4 seconds on us. And it looks like from a podium to a debut win for Haas is what we're going to see here. And I'm going to try and cover George Russell one more time, but if not, it's going to be P2 for us. An incredible result. We've had a 1st, and now it looks like a 2nd in the last 2 races if we can hold on. Heading towards the final chicane now. Russell gets close, but no look is available. And Charles Leclerc wins the Canadian Grand Prix for Haas. But we're still going to grab a very respectable P2. What a race.
What a true show of character to fight through the grid the way they did, to not get beat down by starting so far down, and to come back and win it all. Just goes to show how strong this driver is.
Haas are no doubt happy with today's performance, having secured the win here this weekend, and our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations as we speak. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Couple of great races for us, isn't it? We go from last to first in Imola and last to second in Canada, albeit extremely lucky here with the timing of the red flag. But look at that. Charles Leclerc wins for Haas in Canada. I'm second. George Russell gets third. My teammates in last. I can't. But yeah, Norris and Verstappen round out the top 5. And in the championship, we move up to 7th. Norris now takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship ahead of Verstappen. Bottas and Piastri still under 10 points between them. 6 points between the front 4. What a title fight they're all having. That is incredible. Russell is 5th, Alonso 6th, West 7th. Alonso's got 69 points. Perez 8th. Leclerc moves up to 9th with that win. And Lewis Hamilton rounds out the top 10. What a race. Another great result for us. Again, very lucky. But still, luck is a part of racing, and you've got to be in the right place at the right time. And we hold on to 6th place in the Constructors, but Haas now getting closer to us. Me and Leclerc are just low-key carrying our team, aren't we? With McLaren heading the way in the Constructors. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next video, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.